Dr. Stephanie Coyne is most deserving of the New Jersey Psychological Association Lifetime Achievement Award. Dr. Coyne evolved from school psychologist to college instructor to psychologist in private practice. Students and clients have been the recipients of her knowledge, skill, and compassion. Dr. Coyne has a long tenure in volunteer work for her professional organizations, working her way to NJPA president. Her work and sphere of influence have grown exponentially. Transparency, inclusion, and diversity were key goals for her and have become her legacy. Dr. Coyne also has the unique ability to inspire others. She could match members' skills to committee work, allowing colleagues to thrive and bringing more talent into the NJPA community. The ripple effect of Dr. Coyne's work and dedication to NJPA will be felt for many years, making her deserving of this Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you, Mary, and thank you for nominating me for this award, and thank you to NJPA. I'm thinking about when I first began to attend NJPA conferences many years ago and felt like an outsider because I didn't know anyone. And now I'm so grateful for all the relationships with colleagues that developed over the years, especially those that became long-term friendships, like the group with whom we've been celebrating New Year's Eve. Thanks to Ozzie Haller and Ray and Pat Hanbury, Joan and Vince Fiorello, Dennis Finger and Laura Shackfinger. Your support and encouragement and your good humor has meant a great deal to me. I firmly believe that no one in this association, or in any other group for that matter, is singularly responsible for anything that's accomplished. There are always so many other people, each doing their own jobs, who enable things to get done. So I'm grateful to all those who have helped to make this Lifetime Achievement Award possible. Thank you to those who served with me on the NJPA Executive Board and on committees and task forces and in affiliate associations. I'm particularly thinking of those who served with me in Bergen County, like the late Suzanne Breckwald, and also Dan Moss, Nancy Ross, Joan Fiorello, and Ozzie Haller. I want to thank Roz Dorland, who first encouraged me to get involved in my local affiliate, as well as Sharon Ryan Montgomery, Lisa Jacobs, and Phyllis Lakin, who talked me into accepting a one-year appointment as secretary on the executive board. That led to a full 3-year term as secretary, then to member at large, and then to the 3-year presidential cycle. Nothing gets done in NJPA without the tireless efforts of our hardworking staff. So thanks to Christine Guerreri, Anna DeMeo, and Jennifer Cooper for all that you do. It's been a pleasure to work with each of you. A special thank you to our incomparable executive director, Kira Bortzel-Smith, who works harder than anyone I know. Thank you, Kira, for struggling to keep me organized as president, a thankless task many times, and for working so hard to make board decisions become concrete actions. Thank you to all the NJPA presidents with whom I served on the board. I learned so much from all of you. Thanks to Ken Freundlich. We often disagreed with each other and still do, but enjoyed the sparring and became friends. Thanks to my friend Hulan Newsom, who was president when I was president-elect and who mentored me throughout that year. A special thank you to Hulan and to Barry Katz, who first began the conversations with the New Jersey Association of Black Psychologists and the Latinx Mental Health Association of New Jersey, and then brought me into those conversations. That work ultimately led to the creation of the Interpsychological and Mental Health Coalition, IMPACT, composed of all 3 associations. I know of no other state that has developed such a coalition of major professional mental health associations joining in efforts to promote mental health and respect for diversity in their states. I'm deeply grateful to have been a part of that. I'm also so pleased with NJPA's efforts to change our licensing act, to eliminate the requirement that half of all supervised practice hours had to be completed after the doctoral degree was conferred. This change removes a financial burden for our graduates and now enables them to begin serving mental health needs in our state sooner than previously allowed and with no lessening of the rigor of their training. I want to thank Morgan Murray and Lucy Takagi for continuing to champion this initiative which culminated this year in the successful passing of our proposed revision of this act. Finally, but foremost, I want to thank my family. To my daughter Kelly, my son Ryan, my daughter-in-law Sarah, and my granddaughter Lila. Thank you for your love and your support and your forbearance with me, especially over the past few years when NJPA took up a lot of my time. Most of all, I thank my husband Joe, who's been the love of my life for nearly 55 years. Many years ago, when I was thinking about going back to school to get a PhD and realized that as a part-time student it was going to take me 7 years and that I'd be 40 before I got that degree and was about to give up, he quietly said, "You know, you're going to be 40 in 7 years anyway. You might as well have a PhD by that time." For all his constant love and support in word and in actions, I thank him. I'd never be here without him. And I thank all of you, the membership of NJPA. I strongly urge you to get involved in our association. NJPA is our only voice, our only advocate for our profession in this state. Things only get done when members step up, volunteer, and help to get them done. Whether you're a graduate student or a retiree, an early career, mid-career, or late career psychologist, you are needed here, and be assured you belong, and there is a place for you here. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lolly Bilgener, and I was so excited to be able to nominate Morgan Murray for Psychologist of the Year, and I am thrilled that he has received this honor for the important contributions he has made to NJPA and to our profession more generally. Morgan has had many professional achievements and has helped to make many positive changes for NJPA. His commitment to the issues of diversity, inclusion, gender and racial equity and equality are significant. In fact, it's under these circumstances that I first met him. He was the chair when I first joined NJPA Committee on Diversity and Inclusion, CODI for short. And then I had the opportunity and fortune to serve as co-chair with him. I was new to NJPA and certainly new to any leadership position, and it showed. Yet Morgan treated me as an equal, with great support, consideration, and respect. Aside from his many professional accomplishments, which include presenting at conferences and being actively involved in committees, and not to mention serving as president of NJPA, Morgan is an incredibly generous, respectful, and supportive person who not only listens to different points of views, but invites them. The one thing I still, though, fault him for, the one thing, is missing our train stop back from the APA Practice Leadership Conference in Washington, D.C. So we were in deep conversation on the train, and Newark Penn was where we were supposed to get off, and it was announced overhead. And I had said, "Morgan, I think that's what I heard." And he said, no. And lo and behold, by the time we realized that that's where the stop was, or that's where we were stopping, we couldn't gather our things and get off. And we ended up in New York Penn, which in the end was okay because we were able to continue our conversation. But I just wanted to say, Morgan, what a pleasure it's been working with you, and what an even greater pleasure it's been just getting to know you. Congratulations, and well-deserved, and I hope to get to see you soon. Bye.
You, Lolly, for your kind introduction. And yes, 2 Penn Stations was a little bit difficult for me that night, but we certainly had a very memorable train ride. Hello, everybody. It is with such great happiness and gratitude that I accept the NJPA Psychologist of the Year Award. I am truly honored to be chosen for this very special award, as I remember all the amazing recipients of the past. I find myself reflecting on the meaning of this moment for me. It comes after my 3 years as a member at large on the NJPA Executive Board, and 3 more years as a member of the Executive Board leadership team. Those years that include President-elect, President, and past President. The meaning of this award for me is embedded in the many opportunities this experience provided me. I am deeply humbled as I think of this, for nothing I did in my various roles with NJPA was done alone. It was always in collaboration and supported and made possible by the work of others that preceded me. For me, it was an incredible and ongoing growth experience. I heard it said that being president of your state psychological association is like running a relay race. Receive the baton, carry it during your allotted time, and then hand it off to your successor. I like the way this metaphor points directly to the importance of the work that precedes one's efforts to promote positive change and the work that continues after your time. I knew I wanted to bring particular focus to the issue of diversity, equity, and inclusion because it was so critical to both the needs of our members from marginalized groups and increasing the awareness of those members of dominant groups. Doing this strengthens our professional association and puts the entire membership in the best position to meet the psychological needs of the diverse residents of New Jersey. Often thought of as separate concerns, our mission statement notably presents combined aspirations for traditional Guild and social advocacy, social justice issues. Guild and social advocacy should be inseparable in NJPA's efforts to improve access to care, address the needs of our members, and meet the varied and complex psychological needs of the diverse residents of New Jersey. This intertwining of traditional Guild and social justice, social advocacy awareness needs to be present in all NJPA activities. In their service to these aspirations, I would like to recognize and thank anyone that has ever served on an NJPA diversity committee. I would like to personally thank and recognize the Committee on Diversity and Inclusion, CODI. As the first diversity committee that was a committee of the board, CODI helped NJPA in the process of finding its voice by helping to craft public statements that reflected psychological expertise on issues with relevance to social advocacy and social justice. CODI ably advised the board in the development of more inclusive policies and continues to develop CE workshops each year at the fall conference. I feel tremendous gratitude to all the members of CODI for their determination, hard work, and commitment. I want to recognize the work of IMPACT, the Intermental Health Psychological Association Coalition, which was conceived of and put together by previous leaders of the member associations. This unique coalition includes the New Jersey chapter of the Association of Black Psychologists, the Latinx Mental Health Association of New Jersey, and NJPA. In the spirit of mutual collaboration, IMPACT put together its first CE conference called Shining a Light on Multicultural Mental Health Awareness on April 12, 2019. IMPACT has continued to develop CE conferences. I will always remember being invited to address the New Jersey chapter of the Association of Black Psychologists at their 45th anniversary gala. This opportunity was made possible by our work with our coalition partners in IMPACT. A quick shout out to our community collaborations with the Immigration Emergency Action Group and the Racial Coalition Task Force. I feel so fortunate to have contributed to all these efforts in collaboration with so many great people. I feel gratitude to the NJPA board. The work is not finished, the baton is passed, and it is ongoing. It continues, and there is much to do. Thank you all.
Good evening. My name is Nancy Chiaravallati, and it is my honor to be with you today to introduce the winner of the 2021 NJPA Stanley Moldowski Mentor Award, Dr. John DeLuca. I've worked with Dr. DeLuca for over 20 years, having completed my postdoctoral fellowship with him in rehabilitation research from 1999 to 2001. I've known Dr. DeLuca as his fellow, a supervisor, a colleague, and most importantly, a friend. I can attest to the fact from firsthand experience that Dr. DeLuca is an exceptional mentor. My career is where it is today, thanks to the mentorship he has given me over the years. I'm so fortunate to have had the opportunity to continue to work with him for so many years and to be able to continue to benefit from his experience. Dr. DeLuca is Senior Vice President for Research and Training at Kessler Foundation, a professor in the Departments of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation and Neurology at Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School, and a licensed psychologist in New Jersey and New York. He's board certified in rehabilitation psychology by the American Board of Professional Psychology. Dr. DeLuca has been involved in neuropsychology and cognitive neuroscience research for over 30 years. He's internationally known for his research on disorders of memory and information processing in a variety of clinical populations, including multiple sclerosis, aneurysmal subarachnoid hemorrhage, chronic fatigue syndrome, and traumatic brain injury. Dr. DeLuca has published over 350 articles, books, and chapters, and over 300 abstracts in these areas. He's received over $38 million in grants for his research. Dr. DeLuca has also edited 7 books and is co-editor of the Encyclopedia of Clinical Neuropsychology. Dr. DeLuca has supervised research and training activities for fellows for over 30 years in learning and memory, cognitive rehabilitation, functional neuroimaging, fatigue, and information processing speed. He's mentored dozens of fellows, so many of whom have gone on to enjoy incredibly productive and successful careers. His mentees have had a clear impact on the lives of individuals with disabilities, in large part due to the research foundation they received as Dr. DeLuca's mentee. I cannot think of a more worthy recipient for this award, and I'm honored to continue to call Dr. DeLuca my mentor, my colleague, and my friend.
Sincere honor and privilege to receive the Stanley Moldowski Mentor Award from the New Jersey Psychological Association. I never had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Moldowski, but I know he was recognized for exceptional mentoring of new psychologists and psychology trainees in New Jersey. In my position as a Senior Vice President for Research and Training at Kessler Foundation and professor at Rutgers, New Jersey Medical School, I have dedicated my career to training young psychologists and scientists to become independent rehabilitation researchers and clinical professionals. To do this, I needed funding. I was fortunate to obtain over $8 million in fellowship training funds to meet the needs of my students. And I'm so very proud of them as they have been extremely successful. So over my career, I was fortunate enough to be involved in the training of over 45 postdoctoral fellows and several doctoral level students. My trainees have published over 1,500 scientific papers, books, and chapters. They've received over $85 million in grants to support their own research, an accomplishment beyond my wildest dreams, for which I am very proud. They have gone on to be professors at major universities across the country, deans, as well as working in clinical practice. Helping young psychologists and scientific professionals achieve their professional goals has been the most rewarding part of my 30-plus year career as a neuropsychologist. I am pleased to know that I played even a small part in their training, because they are the true champions, the ones who have gone out into the world and changed lives. So let me again thank the New Jersey Psychological Association for this award and your recognition of my work. Thank you.
Welcome everybody. I'm Dr. Pete Economo. I'm the Director of the Academic and Science Affairs of NJPA, and I'm thrilled to bring to you our awards for the 2021 conference. We have 3 awards. We have the Student Research Award, Distinguished Faculty Award, and the Dawn Gemeinhart Student Recognition Award. I'm really thrilled. We got great nominations, and we are able to announce our 3 recipients of these awards. For the Student Research Award, we have A. Kashani Pereira. Congratulations. A. Kashani Pereira is in the PsyD program in her final year at William Patterson University. She comes from Sri Lanka, and she has multiple clinical interests in torture, trauma, abuse, racial ethnic issues, and her research also focuses on immigration and acculturation. She's a published author and is completing her predoctoral internship at the Counseling and Psychological Services at George Mason University. Congratulations. And for the Distinguished Faculty Award, well-known Dr. Milton Fuentes to NJPA is the recipient of the 2021 award. We are thrilled about that. He is a professor at Montclair State University and has a very well-established career and has multiple national roles that he has served, including the 2012 president of the National Latinx Psychological Association. He's also been served as the ethnic minority delegate to APA's Council of Representatives. He has a member of the APA Board for Advancement of Psychology in the Public Interest, APA's Committee on Ethnic and Minority Affairs, and APA Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Collaborative. Many roles. Thank you for all your hard work, Dr. Fuentes. And lastly, he's also a member of the Motivational Interviewing National Network of Trainers. And for the Dawn Gemeinhart Student Certificate Award, Jared Hammond. Jared Hammond has been our NJPAG's chair. Great job, Jared. He has extensive, he's finishing up his doctoral degree at Kane University in the School and Clinical program. He has extensive training in clinical neuropsychology and is currently completing his predoctoral internship at the neuropsychology at Denver Health and the University of Colorado School of Medicine with at-risk medical populations. Congratulations to our winners and good luck, and thank you for supporting NJPA's academic and science affairs.
Good evening, colleagues. It is an honor to receive this award. I would like to thank my colleagues who wrote letters in support of my nomination, including Dr. Patricia Arredondo, Dr. Asara Santiago Rivera, and Dr. Eduardo Morales. I would also like to thank the awards committee for their service to NJPA and for recommending me for this award. As some of you may know, most of my professional endeavors involve issues related to equity, diversity, and inclusion. And so I share this award with all the students of color, colleagues of color, communities of color, and diversity allies who have supported my efforts over the past 2 decades. Thank you again for this award, and have a great evening.
Thank you, New Jersey Psychological Association, for this honor. I am truly humbled to accept the 2021 NJPA Academic and Scientific Affairs Student Research Award. The fact that this was awarded for my doctoral dissertation, a research project that was focused on color-based racial discrimination appraisal and acculturative strategies within an immigrant community, means even more to me. Thank you to my amazing mentor, Dr. Eileen Torres, and my committee members, Dr. Gregory Bartachek and Dr. Bini Ma, for all the support, guidance, and wisdom they have bestowed upon me. I would also like to thank my family and friends who have continued to motivate, encourage, and support me throughout this journey, and especially to NJPA and the NJPA Foundation for their support and recognition throughout this process. Thank you.
Hello, this is Jared Hammond, and I am truly honored and humbled to be receiving the Student Appreciation Award. I have many people to thank that have guided me along this path, First and foremost, I'd like to thank the entire NJPA Executive Board for their tireless hours of service to our state and community, but also for their time to listen and appreciate the concerns from the perspective of students, along with the NJPAG's Executive Board. I'd like to thank Dr. Chelsea Torres, our past NJPAG's chair, as well as Kristen Parente, our chair-elect, for helping me along this way and their tireless support of our cause. I'd also like to thank all my faculty at Kean University for their commitment to diversity, inclusion, and other social justice work. Finally, I'd also like to thank my family, my mother, Dr. Jill Brooks, and my father, Dr. Jeffrey Hammond, my siblings, Joshua and Jacqueline, for always being there to support me. And even when I had doubts about the work we were doing, continuing to remind me of my values and where we come from. And finally, I'd like to thank all of you who have come here today and show your appreciation for the work we are doing here in the state of New Jersey. Thank you so much.
From the NJPA Foundation. Before I get to the Student Initiated Research Awards for this year, I wanted to thank everybody for your support of the foundation throughout the past year, and of course to encourage you to continue to join us in our joint effort to reward and to encourage students to continue to do the kind of work that we become accustomed to and of which we are very proud. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate your support, and please, please, please continue to support us as much as you can. Anyway, the New Jersey Psychological Association Foundation Student Initiated Research Awards for 2021. The Foundation Scholarship for Research on Diversity Issues is awarded to Lauren E. Davis. And the title of her research is Using Structural Equation Modeling to Examine Eating Disorder Symptoms and Their Theoretical Correlates Among Sexual Minority Men. Congratulations, Lauren. An excellent, excellent research project. The second project is the NJPA 2021 Foundation John M. Lagos Award for Research into Causes and/or Treatment of Social Problems. This award goes to Angela W. Wang, and the title of her research is Dialectical Behavior Therapy for Adolescents, Skills Group for a Group of Diverse Adolescents with Emotional Dysregulation in a Primary Care Setting, a Feasibility and Acceptability Study. Again, congratulations and an excellent project. So congratulations to both our awardees, and we look forward to hearing from them and also to support their research. Thanks again.
Hello, my name is Lauren Davis, and I am a second-year doctoral student in the Clinical Psychology PhD program at Rutgers University. I am so honored and delighted to have received the New Jersey Psychological Association's 2021 Graduate Student Initiated Research Award for Research on Diversity Issues to continue work on my master's thesis. My project focuses on using structural equation modeling to examine eating disorder symptoms and their theoretical correlates among sexual minority men. I am extremely thankful to the New Jersey Psychological Association for all of the work that they do in supporting early career graduate students across a variety of disciplines. It is truly such a privilege to have been given this award, and I'm really looking forward to advancing my thesis as a result of this funding. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Angela Wang and I am a fourth-year PhD candidate in clinical psychology program at Rutgers University. I am very delighted and grateful to accept the John M. Lagos Award for research into causes and treatment of social problems. My proposed project will be on researching a DBTA skills group for a group of diverse adolescents with emotion dysregulation in a primary care setting. I'd like to thank my supervisor for this project, Dr. Lynn Claymore, for her continued guidance and encouragement on this project, and Dr. Maurice Elias for his support throughout my professional development endeavors. I sincerely appreciate the donors' generosity in sponsoring NJPA's Graduate Student Initiated Research Awards, and for the time and effort the award committee has put into this yearly award process. This is such an encouraging and humbling recognition. Thank you so much again for this great honor.
Hello, I'm Dr. Virginia Waters, and it is my great pleasure to present the New Jersey NJPA Legislator of the Year Award. The NJPA Legislator of the Year honors a New Jersey legislator who has sponsored and championed legislation that directly benefits psychologists and consumers of psychological services. This year, on behalf of NJPA, I'm honored to present the Legislator of the Year Award to State Senator Vince Gopal, a real legislative champion for mental health and well-being in the state of New Jersey. Senator Gopal was elected to the Senate in the 11th District, which involves parts of Monmouth County, where he lives and has always lived, actually. And although he's been in the Senate 3 short years, and these were years filled, as we all know, filled with difficulty and adversity, even so, he has sponsored many bills and sat on many committees that center around the very same priorities that we have at NJPA. Senator Gopal is, I have a hard time admitting it, but Senator Gopal is one of the youngest members of the Legislative Committee and of the Senate. And he's also one of the most active. He is half my age and he has 4 times my energy. Here's a small sample of his accomplishments. He currently serves as Senate Majority Conference Leader and Chairman of the Military and Veterans Affairs Committees. He also serves as the Vice Chair of the Senate Higher Education Committee and as a member of the Health and Human Services and Senior Citizens Committee. He works across the aisle to really help bills come into fruition and advance legislation that helps all of the people in New Jersey with mental health issues. Some of the legislation he has championed includes S-113, which prohibits attempts by mental health professionals to change the sexual orientation of adults. He has also championed S-2490, which requires healthcare facilities to screen healthcare workers, first responders, and other frontline workers for symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder related to COVID-19 and the pandemic that ensued. He has entered New Jersey into the Psychological Jurisdictional Compact. He's revised requirements for healthcare providers and Medicaid to cover services provided by telemedicine and telehealth. S-2581 requires police training for interactions with persons who may have behavioral issues. And S-2582 revises psychologist training requirements, and that one was signed into law. So as you can see, Senator Gopal has been a really busy person. He is and according to his constituents, which I have spoken to, he is both accessible, responsive, and involved in all aspects and levels of his community and the state of New Jersey. He's someone that if you have a problem, you can go to him and he will work out a solution. I am so happy that we psychologists who care so deeply about the mental health and well-being and physical being of the people of New Jersey have built a solid relationship with such a dynamic leader in the beginning of his career. He's someone who has many years ahead, we hope, in the New Jersey legislation, and we can work side by side to improve the health together to improve the health and well-being of all citizens and the people in New Jersey. Thank you so much. Senator Gopal.
This is State Senator Vin Gopal, and I am so honored and humbled to be recognized by such an important stakeholder in our community. I look forward to supporting mental health legislation as well as into the future, and I'm thankful for the wonderful impact the NJPA has had on our state, all the members and the entire organization. We need to do everything in our power to break the stigma, and everybody should get the opportunity to receive the help they need to overcome mental health challenges. We need to face mental health challenge crises together head on, and I'm so proud to work alongside organizations like NJPA for the residents of New Jersey. Again, thank you for this honor, and I congratulate my fellow honorees, and thank you to NJPA for all the work you do each and every day.